Every once in a while you get an album that doesn't only sound good, but it feels like a world you step into. In 2012, Kendrick Lamar gave us one of those with Good Kid, Mad City. And at the end of 2024, over a decade later, Tyler the Creator might have just dropped his version of that with Chromakopia. If we take a look at both of these albums, on the surface, these two albums couldn't be more different. Kendrick's project is very gritty and grounded. It feels like a cinematic ride through Compton. On the other side, Tyler's album is colourful, overwhelming, and it feels like you're diving headfirst into his brain and watching all the emotions collide at once. But the funny thing is, both albums are telling the same kind of story. The struggle of being young, confused, and stuck between who you are now and who you're supposed to become. Let's take a deeper dive into this and show you what I mean. Let's start with Kendrick. Good Kid, Mad City is basically a movie on wax. He even called it as a short film by Kendrick Lamar, and that's exactly what it is, a day in the life of teenage Kendrick in Compton. From the very first track, She Rain, you already know there's danger lurking. Kendrick's just trying to meet a girl that he is fascinated with, but it's never that simple when you're growing up in his environment. In a way, that's what makes the album so special. It's storytelling so vivid that you feel like you're sitting in the backseat with him and his friends. Also, take The Art of Peer Pressure. Kendrick raps about how he acts completely different when he's with his homies, and when he is alone, he's a quiet, thoughtful kid. But with the group, he's breaking into houses, running from cops, getting caught in situations he'd never choose for himself. That's the external world pressing down on him, the expectations, the danger, and the survival. Then, if you fast forward to the song Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, suddenly all the fun and recklessness comes crashing down. It's the hangover after the chaos, all of the bad things and the death hits at once. That's when Kendrick starts asking questions bigger than himself, about mortality, forgiveness, and even faith. That's the genius of Good Kid, Mad City. It shows how a single day in the wrong place can shape your whole outlook on life. So as you can see, Good Kid, Mad City is basically about the game of survival. Every moment is life or death, and the story he tells is about trying to keep your soul intact in a place designed to break you. Okay, now let's move on to Tyler's Chromakopia. This album takes us somewhere completely different, but same in a crazy way, where Kendrick zooms in on the streets, Tyler zooms in on the brain. His brain. This album is like sensory overload when you experience it. It's bright, chaotic, and very emotional. The title itself literally means a flood of colours, and that's what listening to it feels like. 1 second you're floating in a dreamscape with Saint Chroma, the next you're drowning in overthinking with Like Him. But if you pay attention a bit, Tyler's fighting a lot of the same battles Kendrick was, just on the inside. Instead of gangs and police, Tyler's enemies are his own thoughts, his insecurities, his constant need to express himself, but never feeling like it comes out perfectly. What makes Chromakopia powerful is that it doesn't clean any of this up. Tyler doesn't package his feelings into neat little verses. He just pours them out. Some songs sound anxious and restless. Others sound warm and nostalgic. It's all over the place, but that's the point. That's what being young and figuring yourself out feels like. That's why Tyler's world is about self-survival. About learning how to live with your own mind when it won't stop racing. About finding beauty in the chaos. So here's the magic. Kendrick and Tyler are telling the same story from different angles. Kendrick gives us the external battles, the pressure of friends, the violence of the neighbourhood, the weight of Compton on his shoulders. Tyler gives us the internal battles, the chaos of self-expression, the mess of emotions, the fight to stay afloat inside your own head. One is trying to survive the outside world, the other is trying to survive the inside one. But both are asking the same question. How do I grow up in the middle of all this chaos? That's why Tyler's new era feels like Kendrick's 2012. It's not about the sound, it's about the spirit. Both albums are snapshots of what it feels like to be caught in the in-between. Too grown to be a kid, too young to be stable, just trying to make sense of the world around you, or inside you. Also, here's another parallel, if you are not convinced yet. Good Kid, Mad City was Kendrick's big moment. Before that, he was respected. He had Section 80, and he also had the cosigns. But Good Kid, Mad City is the album that turned him from a promising rapper into a generational voice. That was the moment where the world collectively said, oh, this guy's different. Tyler's Chromakopia feels like that kind of moment too. He's been famous for over a decade. He already has Grammys and classic albums like Igor and Flower Boy. But those projects were all parts of Tyler experimenting, testing different sides of himself. Chromakopia feels like the moment where it all comes together, where he stops proving and just is. Another thing, both albums slowed everything down. Back in 2012, rap was moving fast. Mixtape culture was booming, club bangers were everywhere, and people didn't always have the patience for long, story-driven albums. Then Kendrick dropped G.K.M.C, a 70-minute narrative with skits and voicemails and heavy themes. And people stopped. It reminded everyone that rap could still be cinematic, still be deep, and still go platinum. The last piece of this connection is vulnerability. Kendrick made himself vulnerable in G.K.M.C. He showed us his fears, his guilt, his regrets. He didn't just rap about how tough he was. He rapped about crying in the back seat, about questioning himself, about wanting to be remembered when he's gone. That honesty is what made the album timeless. Tyler's doing the same on Chromakopia. He's not hiding behind characters or wild shock value like he used to. He's not even hiding behind neat, polished pop songs like Igor. He's letting it all spill out, unfiltered. The good, the bad, the anxious, the messy. That level of vulnerability is what makes Chromakopia resonate so deeply. And when artists are that vulnerable, that's when you know you're hearing something special. So yeah, Kendrick in 2012 and Tyler in 2024 are living in two completely different worlds. One's in the streets of Compton, the other's in a psychedelic dreamscape. One's dodging external bullets, the other's dodging internal storms. But when you strip it down, both albums are about the same thing: being young, being overwhelmed, and trying to grow into the person you're supposed to become. That's why Chromakopia feels like Tyler's G.K.M.C moment. Not because it sounds the same, but because it's the same kind of artistic leap. The one where an artist takes everything they've been through, condenses it into one project, and in the process, starts a whole new era of their career. Kendrick showed us what it meant to survive the outside world. Tyler's showing us what it means to survive the inside one. Two worlds, same struggle. And that's where I'll leave it. But what do you think about this? Do you agree with my thoughts on this, or do you see it completely differently? I feel like everybody's going to have their own angle on this one, so I really want to hear yours. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you think I'm reaching or if you're on the same page. And hey, if you actually enjoyed this breakdown and you want more stuff like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because I've got a lot more of these coming.